What if the real danger of narcissists isn't just their manipulation, but how they leave you questioning your own reality? I'm here to tell you that you're not crazy and that they were trying to manipulate you, and here's how you break free forever. Welcome to part two of this current series of The Dark Truth About Narcissists That Nobody Talks About. I expose their deep psychological patterns, so let's get into it. I was personally in a narcissistic marriage and a narcissistic family system with people who made me question my reality constantly. And when I finally consciously realized I was in a really bad toxic cycle, that is when everything changed for me. So let's just talk a little bit about the psychological truths about narcissists in the first place. Narcissists thrive on control. They gaslight, manipulate, and drain you. The moment you recognize their patterns, you take away their power. So, in order to dismantle your opposition, oh my God, I'm sorry. She's like going crazy in the background. Anyways, in order to dismantle your opposition, you need to have the truth and self-awareness. So, we're going to discuss 5 of the psychological patterns that narcissists use in order to manipulate, gaslight, and control you. The first one is grandiosity. So, this is when narcissists have an inflated sense of their own importance and they'll exaggerate their own talents, achievements, and abilities. And they tend to see themselves as superior to others. They typically have a superiority complex. And the example that's coming up is I remember one time when I was in my grandfather's law firm and he was like showing me like all of his certificates and his achievements, right? Like there was always this like exaggerated sense that he was just so great and better than everybody else. And I was like, okay, like, and like I just never cared. I could just see right through it. All right. And then the second thing is the second psychological pattern that they will do is something called the idealization and devaluation cycle. So this is when narcissists they shift from between extremes when it comes to people. So initially they will idealize somebody, they might idealize you, put you on a temporary pedestal, and then the second that you're not serving their purpose anymore or you're not validating or providing constant admiration to them, that is the moment that they will devalue you and make you feel like you're worthless, make you feel devalued, right? And so this cycle gets very confusing and destabilizing for a lot of people. I know that I went through this in my narcissistic family system, especially with my own mother figure. So the third thing is entitlement. I know we all have experience with this. If you have worked in the customer service industry, you will know that this is rampant in society. So narcissists believe that they are entitled to special treatment. They expect others to go out of their way, go on a whim, and bend to the narcissist's will and satisfy their needs without question. Okay, so they believe that they are above the rules that get applied to other people. Um, so yeah, entitlement, totally rampant, especially here in Utah. But I mean, it's rampant everywhere in the world. So, all right, step 4 or psychological pattern 4 is projection. This is how you get to learn the truth about a narcissist. So they will project their own insecurities, flaws, and negative traits onto you. And whenever they accuse somebody of being selfish, for example, or manipulative, they're really just telling the truth on themselves in reality. Because in reality, the narcissists, are the ones that are actually selfish and manipulative. Okay. So if you ever want to learn the truth about them, just listen to what they project onto you and what they say about you, right? They're really just telling on themselves. And they do this as an attempt to deflect from their own shortcomings to help maintain their fragile ego, all right? Because their ego can't handle criticism and any other thing that's perceived as negative, okay? which leads us into the fifth psychological pattern of the avoidance of criticism. And before I go over this last psychological pattern, I do ask that you guys please like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this with other people who are also victims of narcissistic abuse, who also grew up in a really toxic, dysfunctional, narcissistic family system like I did. And as promised, since you guys engaged with my last video about the dark truths about narcissists, this video now came into creation. So if you guys want a part 3, I have 5 total parts that I have planned out. So if you guys want to see a part 3 of this current series, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below. I read all of the comments. I will engage with you if you do have pure intentions. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there really quick. Okay. Psychological pattern 5, which is avoidance of criticism. Narcissists are hypersensitive to criticism and may react with anger, defensiveness, and even rage. Okay. So instead of acknowledging their flaws or mistakes, they will deflect blame onto others or deny the issue altogether. I do know of a personal experience where my mom did this. Anyways, not going to get into that, but she was the narcissistic parent in my family dynamic. My dad was the toxic codependent. So I will continue to reference the mother figure of my side of the family in a lot of these. So these are some actionable takeaways. If you are currently dealing with a narcissist, you're in a narcissistic relationship, or you have familial narcissistic relationships, these are some steps that you can take in order to preserve your own peace, your own inner peace, your own sense of self-worth, and your own sense of self-love, okay? Step 1 is don't take it personal. And I know this is so freaking hard, and I'm still personally working through this as well because I still have deep emotional wounds that are very unconscious that get triggered and that are still surfacing to this day. But anyways, so their behavior and their criticism is a reflection of their own insecurities, and they are not a reflection of your worth, okay? I need to repeat that. And please write this down. Put it on your fridge, in your bathroom, in your bedroom, wherever you need to read this. Narcissist behavior and their criticism is a reflection of their own insecurities and not a reflection of your worth. So no matter how bad their smear campaign is, no matter how much shit they talk about you, no matter what they say to you, oh, you're, using me for my money or whatever, like their bullshit is, like, just know that that is a reflection, a direct reflection of their bullshit, and it has nothing to do with you. And another healing thing that you can say to yourself in those moments of that abuse is, this has nothing to do with me. And they're literally just trying to use me as a soundboard. They are literally just trying to use me as their doormat in this moment. And I'm no longer going to allow this. I'm no longer going to tolerate this. Like, I'm done with this stupid behavior. I'm over this. Okay. Which leads me to detaching emotionally. So, developing emotional intelligence is going to give you the upper hand in these narcissistic situations and encounters because they won't be able to emotionally manipulate and control you. Why? Because when you develop emotional intelligence, you know exactly what your emotions mean to you. You know exactly what kind of emotional decoys are covering certain wounds. And then oh my gosh, like, something's getting triggered inside of me, and I know deep down that it's a wound that I need to confront, heal, and release. And eventually you're going to get to a point where whatever they say to you, it's just going to go in one ear, not the other, and you're not even going to give like a single fuck. And it's the most liberating, freeing feeling that one can ever experience, especially with a narcissist, especially when it's a family member, okay? Step 2 is avoid power struggles altogether. So trying to change them or arguing with them, it's just a big waste of your time and energy. You need to stop spending your precious time and energy that you have left here on this planet in this lifetime, okay, with parasitic souls that are unwilling to change. I'm here to tell you that they are very conscious and very self-aware of what they're doing to you, okay? They know that they're being a toxic piece of shit. They know that they're being parasitic. They know that they're being demonic, okay? So you have the free will, you have the choice at any time in your life to decide, I'm no longer going to allow this individual, whether it's blood or a friend or an intimate relationship, I'm no longer going to allow this soul to suck the life force out of me. They are no longer going to have the power to mind control me, to manipulate me, to take advantage of me, to abuse me anymore. I'm fucking done with it, right? Like you can be done with that person, and that's okay. And it's okay and it's healthy to choose you and to put yourself first. And that's exactly what the narcissist doesn't want you to do. They don't want you to put yourself first. They don't want you to choose yourself. They want you to suffer. They want you to have severe health problems from enduring their abuse. They want you to become a crash out in life. They don't want to see you more successful than them. They don't want to see you independent because that puts them at a disadvantage. You can't be their toy anymore. They can't control, siphon, manipulate, gaslight you anymore, right? Like you took their power away. And that makes them very angry. Okay. So go ahead and end those toxic relationship dynamics now and do it for your sake of mental and inner peace. Okay. That leads us to step 3, which is protect your self-esteem. So start focusing on your self-worth. And I know that's very hard to do, especially when narcissistic family members have just totally undermined your sense of self-worth your entire life. And you have zero sense of self-worth, you have zero boundaries, you have zero standards. I know exactly what that's like. So, the best step that I can tell you to do, the first step is figure out what your values are. Okay. And then also telling yourself, saying a healing mantra such as, I am inherently, innately valued and valuable no matter what. A narcissistic, demonic, parasitic soul does not have the power to sit there and adjust my value like a thermostat. Okay. They don't have that power over me and they never will, right? Like you need to tell yourself that. So yeah, stop spending your precious time and energy that you have left here with parasitic souls that are unwilling to change. Okay. More than likely, those souls are not going to change. And so it's like a lost battle, it's a lost cause. So just don't even focus on them. Focus on yourself and start focusing on the life that you desire to create and want to live. And I know that's really difficult because after being alive and not feeling alive your whole lifetime and feeling like you're dead inside and feeling like you're worthless and you feel like you're a fucking loser. I get it. I've been there. I have rebounded and I have come back from that. I actually talk about this in my own book that I just published on Amazon. It is called There Is No Energy More Powerful Than You. It's available as a paperback as well as a Kindle edition. So if you want an extra anchor of inspiration or you just want a little insight into my own personal unique story, that is available to you. But yeah, I just want to read what I wrote down so I don't get sidetracked. So figure out what you value and recognize that you are inherently valuable. What did I say? Oh yeah, I said a sad, depressed, demonic individual doesn't have the right to determine your innate value. They don't have the power to adjust your value like a thermostat. Fuck that. Like, just think about it like this. If you were to go to your job right now and you're dealing with a customer, in that moment of dealing with that customer, would you want to have a positive, healthy experience with that customer? Would you want your job to go very smooth, very easy? Or would you want it to go want to go bad, go south, and have a very negative experience, right? Of course, you would choose the latter. So think about it like this. If you're dealing with a complete stranger and you go up to that complete stranger and you're like, okay, so complete stranger, here's my value. I give you the power to tell me what my own value is and to adjust it according to what you think. Yeah, I just put that into perspective for you. So that's literally what you're doing if you're in a narcissistic intimate relationship. I did the same thing in my marriage or with a family member, like I did with my own mother, right? Like I said, okay, here's my value. You get to determine what I'm worth and what I'm supposed to expect from my life, right? So stop giving your power away. Take your power back. It's time to reclaim that power. Okay. Reclaim your innate power and say, enough is enough. You do not have power over me. You never will. Speaking to me is a privilege, and you do not have privileges. Do you hear me? Period. Full stop. Okay, step 4 is practicing self-care. So my form of self-care is cutting off narcissists, whether they are blood, friendly, intimate, at all costs. I do not care. I will preserve my self-worth and my self-love and my own mental peace and safety and security over toxic bullshit any day. Okay? So cut them off and walk away. And that's not a very simple process to do. It's very difficult. It's a very long, emotionally painful journey because there are going to be times where you feel alone and you feel like you don't have any support. But in reality, you do. You have supportive coworkers, you have some supportive friends, you have at least one person. I feel like there is nobody who has anybody. Like, there's nobody who doesn't have anybody, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? Because the second that I cut off my narcissistic mother was the second that I realized I had so much support around me and I literally couldn't see it because I was so blinded because of that narcissistic abuse, right? Because of that mental veil that was still over me, that psychological veil that was still covering my consciousness. All right. So, this is your warning. If you choose to use your free will and you choose to consciously maintain these narcissistic relationships because you're going to listen to what society tells you what to do, or you're going to listen to what your friend tells you what to do, or you're going to listen to somebody who you really wouldn't want to trade places with anyway, you're going to listen to what they have to say and what to do. All right. Be forewarned. If you maintain these relationships, okay, they will destroy and ruin your nervous system, your brain health, your hormones, disrupt your sleep cycle like for the rest of your life, and so many more problems. Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, it's going to affect you financially. You will never be financially free. You will never have ultimate freedom in all aspects of your reality if you choose to maintain these relationships and keep them in your life. Just be just be warned about that, okay? And I want to make myself very clear because a lot of people think, "Oh, well, it'll be fine. I can still build my dream life." And also, no, you can't because those people are your biggest haters. They are very envious of you. They're very jealous of you. They want to see you fail and they will do everything to construct a reality where they make you believe that everything's going to go so great and then boom, it crashes all at once. And there's this false illusion of support and grounding and foundation that really doesn't exist, okay? So it's really so much better to build your own and create your own self-reliance. Create your own foundations, rely on yourself. I'm telling you, it will be the best thing ever that you do for yourself. That is what is going to set you free. Okay? If I can do it, so can you. There is no energy more powerful than you. Okay? So, anyways, it's time to reclaim your power. It's time to heal your heart. And it's time to rise above the damage and rise from the ashes of narcissistic abuse. Okay? So, if you're ready to break free from this severe grip of narcissistic abuse and step into a life that you truly desire to live, take the first step now towards a fulfilling life. Okay? Book your sacred alchemy session with me and begin your journey of massive transformation today. My sessions are very limited. I only offer a few during the week, and they are meant for specific individuals who are in desperate, I don't even know the words right now, in dire need. There we go. Those souls that are in dire need of massive transformation, if you really just went through the ringer like I did, and you have no sense of direction, you feel powerless, you know, you feel lost and deceived and deeply hurt and you're in deep pain, that is what those sessions are reserved for. So, if you're ready to alchemize that pain, turn it into wisdom, turn it into massive transformation, and actually start living a life that you love and waking up and being like, wow, I'm so grateful I get to wake up here and I'm so grateful that I get to do this in my life. I'm your girl, okay? My links can be found in the description box below, as well as my main channel where I have my Calendly link posted there. So that is all I have for you guys. Like I said, just to recap, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with other people who are also victims of narcissistic abuse. And they need to learn about their patterns, these psychological patterns that the narcissists use against their victims to dismantle their opposition, okay? So they can start taking their power back as well. So, like I said, please engage with this, comment below, like it, and if you guys do that, then I will post part 3 this Wednesday. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.